The graveler is already rolling. You hear the rocks cracking beneath it. Feel the tremor in your claws before you understand what's happening. Your pack mates scatter. 11 Charmander breaking in every direction, their tail flames streaking through the dark like panicked fireflies. You run. The ground lurches behind you. Something screams. You don't look back. Your legs pump against loose stone, your lungs burning, your claws scrambling for grip on the mountainside. The rumbling fades, the screaming stops. When you finally turn around, you see the graveler rolling away into the darkness, satisfied, and you see what's left of your pack mate, flattened against a boulder, tail flame extinguished, just a smear of orange and char. You're alive. You survived. But survival was never the problem. The sky is the problem. You look up and see clouds the color of bruises, greenish-black, swollen, crawling across the stars like something hungry. You've never seen a storm like this, but you know what it means. Every Charmander knows. Rain is coming, and rain can kill you. The volcanic hot springs on the eastern face. That's where your pack was heading before the gravelers scattered everyone. 2 hours away, if you move fast. The springs are warm enough to survive anything. Volcanic heat bubbling up from beneath the mountain. Hot enough to keep your flame burning through any storm. You need to get there before the sky opens up. You check your tail. Your stomach drops. The flame is half the size it was this morning. And here's the thing about that flame. It's not decoration. It's not a warning light. That fire is burned since the moment you hatched. Your first breath and your first spark happening in the same instant. The flame is you. Your health, your strength, your life, all measured in light. Every Charmander understands this, the way you understand that fire is warm and falling hurts. If that flame shrinks too much, if it flickers out even for a second, you die. Not eventually, immediately. The fire goes and you go with it. Yours is guttering like a candle in a draft. You need heat. You need to move. You start climbing. The mountainside is a maze of black rock and dead trees, everything sharp-edged and treacherous in the dark. You move as fast as you dare, but your body is already failing you. The graveler attack cost you more than you realized. Every step feels heavy. Your flame crackles weakly behind you, and in the silence between your footfalls, you can hear it burning. A small, papery sound, like breathing, like a heartbeat made of fire. Then you hear something else, a cry, high and desperate, coming from below you on the other side of a rock slide. You know that voice, your sibling, the smallest of your clutch besides you, the one who always stayed close during pack hunts, the one whose flame you watched on cold nights to make sure it kept burning. They're trapped down there, alone. You should keep moving. The smart thing, the survival thing, is to abandon them and save yourself. The storm doesn't care about loyalty. The storm doesn't care that you hatched from the same clutch, that you've slept curled together for warmth since you first opened your eyes. You start climbing down. The rock slide is unstable, every stone threatening to shift and send you tumbling. You call out. Your sibling calls back. Closer now. You can see their flame through a gap in the rocks. Tiny, flickering, barely there. They're wedged in a crevice, one leg trapped beneath a stone too heavy for them to move. You dig. Your claws scrape against rock until they crack and bleed. The sky rumbles overhead. Your sibling whimpers. The stone finally shifts, and they pull free, limping badly, but alive. You did it. You found them. But you've lost time. Precious time. And the detour cost you heat. Your flame is smaller now, sputtering with every gust of wind. Your sibling's flame is worse. Among your kind, you watch each other's fires the way humans watch faces. Right now, your sibling's flame is saying something, that makes your chest tight. You keep moving, both of you, together. The river appears without warning, a rushing torrent of snowmelt cutting across the only path forward. Too wide to jump, too fast to wade. The hot springs are on the other side. You can smell the sulfur from here, can almost feel the warmth. So close. Something moves in the water. You freeze. Your sibling freezes. The shape is massive, blue-skinned, muscular, a polyrath. It surfaces just enough for you to see its spiral pattern, its empty eyes scanning the riverbank. Hunting. These things eat Charmander. They don't even have to fight you. They just drag you under and hold you there until your flame drowns. It hasn't seen you yet. You spot a crossing. Fallen logs jammed between rocks, forming a narrow bridge 20 feet upstream. If you're fast, if you're quiet, you might make it. You go first. 1 step. 2. The logs shift beneath your weight, but hold. You're halfway across when your sibling starts behind you. Their injured leg slips. They cry out. The polyrath's head snaps toward the sound. You run. Behind you, your sibling scrambles, desperate, clumsy. You hear the water surge. You hear your sibling scream, "You don't look back, you can't look back." Your claws hit solid ground on the far side, and you keep running, you keep running, you keep... Silence. You turn around. The river is empty, the logs are empty, your sibling is gone. The only trace is a wisp of steam rising from the water's surface, where a tail flame used to be. They're gone, just like that. No body to bury, no final moment, just steam and silence, and the sound of your own flame crackling in the dark. You stand there. You don't know for how long. Then the first raindrop hits your snout. You run. The storm breaks open like something wounded, sheets of water pouring down the mountainside. Your flame hisses and spits, steam rising from your tail with every drop that lands. A healthy Charmander can survive rain. The flame fights back, holds on, endures. But you're not healthy. You haven't been since the Graveler. Every droplet is a lottery now. Every second is borrowed time. The hot springs, you can see them. 50 yards away, steam rising from volcanic pools, heat shimmering in the air even through the downpour. Safety, survival, everything you've been running toward. 40 yards, your flame is barely a spark now. You can't feel your back legs anymore. 30 yards, something is happening inside you. Your bones are aching, shifting, like your body is preparing for something. It doesn't feel like dying. It feels worse. It feels like changing. 20 yards, you fall, your legs give out, and you hit the whetstone, rain pounding against your scales. Your flame flickers, dims. 10 yards, you crawl, claw over claw. The heat is so close you can taste it. You reach the edge of the nearest pool and collapse into the water. Warmth. Blessed, volcanic, impossible warmth flooding into your body, soaking into your bones, feeding your flame. You feel it roar back to life, bigger than before, brighter than before. But something is wrong. Your body is spasming. Your spine is stretching. Your skull is splitting. Your claws are growing longer and sharper, and you can't make it stop. Evolution isn't supposed to feel like this. It's supposed to be earned, chosen, triumphant. This feels like your body is tearing itself apart just to keep you alive. When it's over, you stand. You're taller, your scales are darker, rougher. Something hard and bony juts from the back of your skull. Your tail flame burns with a heat you've never felt before. Angry, hungry, eager. Other Charmander are huddled around the springs, your pack mates, the survivors who made it here before you. They look up at you with wide eyes, their flames small and weak from the journey. You look back at them. You feel nothing. No, not nothing. You feel hungry. You feel angry. You feel like everything around you is either a threat to be destroyed or prey to be consumed. One of the smaller Charmander catches your eye. Its flame is guttering, pathetic, easy. The thought doesn't feel wrong anymore. Somewhere deep and fading, the Charmander you were is trying to scream. But Charmeleon don't scream. Charmeleon don't feel pack bonds. Charmeleon don't remember what it was like to curl up beside a sibling. You turn away from the pack. You have no pack now. Behind you, the small Charmander's flame flickers in the steam. You don't look back. You never look back anymore. You don't remember starting this fight. You remember the primeape charging. You remember the surge of heat behind your eyes, the way your muscles coiled without permission. Now the primeape isn't moving anymore, and your claws are slick with something warm, and your tail flame is burning. That color again, bluish-white, battle-hot. It should be fading back to orange now. That's how it's supposed to work. You fight, you win, you calm down. You're still waiting. The satisfaction doesn't come. The rage doesn't fade. Your flame keeps burning that wrong, hungry color. And somewhere in your chest, there's a scream building that has nowhere to go. 6 months. It's been 6 months since you evolved. Since you crawled out of those volcanic springs as something new, something angry. In 6 months, your flame hasn't been orange once. Not after victories, not after meals, not even when you sleep. You're stuck in permanent combat mode, your body locked into a state it was never meant to sustain. And it's killing you. Here's what no one tells you about that flame. When it burns bluish-white, you're running hot, battle temperature. Your metabolism spikes, your muscles flood with energy. Your mind narrows to a single point: fight. A healthy Charmeleon shifts between states. Orange for rest, bluish-white for battle. Back and forth, like breathing in and out. But you can't breathe out anymore. You've been inhaling for 6 months straight. Your body is consuming itself to feed a fire it can't turn off. You're getting slower, weaker. You can feel your muscles starting to eat themselves for fuel. A Charmeleon that can't calm down has weeks left at best. You look up. The volcanic peak rises above you, wreathed in smoke and steam. That's where Charizard nest. That's where the strongest things on this mountain live. No Charmeleon that climbs up there comes back down. They either evolve or they die. Usually, they die. You start climbing anyway. It's not bravery. It's not even desperation. It's the only logic left. If you stay here, the flame eats you alive. If you climb, maybe, you find a fight big enough to finally satisfy whatever's broken inside you. Maybe evolution fixes what victory can't. Maybe becoming something else is the only way to stop being this. The lower slopes are familiar territory. You've been hunting here for months, and everything that could challenge you is already dead or fled. But the middle slopes are different. Other Charmeleon hunt here. Rivals. Hungry. Angry just as broken as you. You smell the first one before you see it. Char and sulfur and something like ozone. The scent of a flame burning too hot. It comes around a boulder and sees you, and its eyes go wide, and its tail flame flares bluish-white. And you realize, distantly, that yours is doing the same thing. You don't want to fight it. Some part of you, the part that gets smaller every day, the part that remembers being something else, knows this is pointless. This Charmeleon isn't blocking your path. It's just here, just existing. You could go around, but your body doesn't care what you want. The rage is biological, as natural as breathing, as involuntary as a heartbeat. You see a threat, and your claws are already moving. The other. Charmeleon lunges. You meet it in the air. Claws against claws, flames whipping. You hit the ground in a tangle of scales and fury, rolling across sharp rocks, neither of you willing to break. Your tail whips around and catches it across the face. It staggers. You don't hesitate. Your claws find its throat before you consciously decide to strike. It stops moving. You stand there, breathing hard, waiting for the satisfaction, waiting for your flame to shift, waiting for the calm that's supposed to come after victory. Nothing changes. 2 more Charmeleon find you before you clear the middle slopes. The fights blur together, claws and flame and the wet sound of things breaking. By the time you reach the upper ridgeline, you're bleeding from a dozen wounds, and your flame is burning so bright it hurts to look at. You're not getting calmer, you're getting worse. Then you see the river. The recognition hits before the memory does. These rocks, this current, the water rushing over stones worn smooth by centuries of flow. The logs are gone, washed away months ago. But the shape of the riverbank is carved into something deeper than Charmeleon rage. You crossed here once, when you were shorter, when your flame was small and orange and sputtered in the rain, when you weren't alone. Your sibling's face surfaces in your mind, just for a moment, just a flash. The way they looked at you when their leg was trapped, the way their flame flickered with hope when you started digging, the way the water closed over them, and their fire went out, and the steam rose from the surface like a departing soul. For one moment, the bluish-white flickers, something red underneath, something that feels like grief, something that feels like the Charmander you used to be, still alive in there, still watching, still screaming. Then the rage floods back, and you don't feel anything anymore. You cross the river. The water hisses against your legs, steam rising with every step. On the far bank, you don't look back. You can't afford to look back. The mountain is still above you, and your body is still dying, and the only way out is through. The Magmar finds you an hour later. It's been watching your approach. You can tell by the way it's positioned, high ground, back to the volcanic vents. Ready. This isn't a territorial dispute. This is a challenge. It wants to see what you are. You show it. The fight is different from the Charmeleon. The Magmar matches your fire. When you breathe flame, it breathes flame back. When you raise the temperature, it raises it higher. For the first time in months, you're not the hottest thing in the fight. For the first time in months, you might actually lose. The thought should scare you. Instead, something in your chest loosens. You fight harder than you've ever fought. Not because the rage demands it. For once, the rage is quiet, watching, waiting. You fight because you want to, because this is what you've been looking for. A worthy battle. Something that might finally be enough. The Magmar's fist catches you in the ribs. You feel something crack. You don't care. Your claws rake across its chest. It roars. You roar back. The heat between you is unbearable, the air itself starting to warp and shimmer. Then, something happens. Your spine locks up. Your shoulder blades split. The pain is blinding, worse than any wound, worse than any flame. You stagger back, your body no longer under your control. The Magmar hesitates, confused, watching as you collapse to your knees. Your bones are stretching. This isn't like Charmander to Charmeleon. That happened in one agonizing burst, quick enough that you couldn't track the changes. This is slower, more deliberate. Your body is preparing for something it can't quite reach yet. You can feel the new form waiting inside you, coiled and ready, needing just one more push. You look up at the Magmar. It understands. You can see it in its eyes. It knows what you need. It almost looks like respect. It hits you anyway. The blow sends you flying. You hit the ground and roll, and something in your chest cracks. And the pain is everywhere now, total, absolute. Your flame is doing something strange, flickering between colors, blue and white and orange and something you've never seen before. You push yourself up. The peak is right there, 100 yards away. You can see the Charizards circling above, their massive forms cutting through the smoke. They've been watching. Of course they've been watching. You start crawling. The Magmar doesn't follow. It's done its part. The rest is up to you. 50 yards. The volcanic heat is intense now, the air thick with sulfur and ash. Your body is still changing. You can feel your tail growing longer, your wings starting to push through the scales of your back. The pain is indescribable. 20 yards. You can't see anymore. The world is just heat and color and the distant sound of massive wings. 10 yards. A shadow falls over you. The Charizard lands hard enough to shake the ground. Up close, it's enormous, twice your size, maybe more. Its flame burns steady and orange, controlled, calm. Everything you're not, everything you can't be. It looks at you for a long moment. Then it attacks. The fire hits you like a wall, not to kill. You understand that somehow through the haze of pain and exhaustion. This is the final test, the last push. Either you evolve right here, right now, or you die on this mountain with everyone else who wasn't strong enough. You don't have anything left. You attack anyway. Your claws find nothing. The Charizard is too fast, too skilled, too far beyond you. It bats you aside, like you're nothing. You hit the ground, you get up. It knocks you down again. You get up again. The changes are accelerating now. Your wings tear through your back. Your skull is reshaping. Your flame is burning so hot that the rocks beneath you are starting to melt. The Charizard hits you one more time. You don't get up. You don't need to. Your body is exploding outward. New skin, new scales, new bones. Your wings aren't stubs anymore. They're spreading, unfurling, catching the ash-thick air. Your tail stretches behind you, the flame at its tip roaring with colors you've never produced before. Your claws sink into the stone as you push yourself to your full height. You're taller than you've ever been. The Charizard watches. It doesn't attack again. The test is over. You passed. You spread your wings. The motion feels natural, like you've been doing it your whole life. The volcanic thermals catch you immediately, lifting you up, and suddenly the ground is falling away. 100 feet, 1,000, higher than the peak now, higher than you ever thought you'd go. Your flame is orange. It's been 6 months since you've seen that color. You didn't know how much you needed it until now. The rage is gone. The hunger is gone. The constant gnawing need to fight and kill and destroy. Silent. Completely silent. For the first time since you crawled out of those volcanic springs, your mind is quiet. You can think. You can feel. And what you feel is everything you've been running from. The river. Your sibling's face, the way the water closed over them, the steam rising from the surface. Below you, near the volcanic springs, a pack of Charmander watches the sky. Their flames are small orange points in the steam. They're huddled together the way you used to huddle, watching each other's fires, keeping each other alive. You dive. The Charmander scatter, but they're slow. Small. Their flames sputter with terror as your shadow falls over them. Your claws find the first one before it reaches the tree line. Then the second. The third doesn't even run, just stares up at you with eyes begging for mercy. You eat anyway. Somewhere in the steam, a small voice asks what you've become. You swallow it with the rest.